Yes, a little noise.
Gail's gonna. I think it's gonna be epic though, because the whole Kobe thing. This could be. She's got to ask her about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should go because it's my birthday.
Everybody's talking about what. It's 8 hours long. We're gonna come. We may come home. You should talk to Denise because she may come home early from college and go.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, I want to go.
It's 3:06. Watch Michelle. Watch.
I'm glad you put me on my good side. Thank you, Tom.
Is this your good side?
This is my good side.
Really? Yeah. I don't think you have a bad side.
Oh, I do.
We're going live.
Okay, just stick your finger up. And hello, everybody. It is Tom Chenault. It's the Tom Chenault Show. I hope you're having a great day. It's actually called the Network Marketing Leadership Show. And if you go to the TomChenaultShow.com, you can, or the Network Marketing Leadership Show.com, either one of them, you can literally watch every show, including Kiyosaki last week. We are really, really cranking it. We've got some new people putting this together by the name of Adrian Chenault and the Contact Mapping crew. And it's pretty neat. So we've got Michelle Barnes with us today. I am so excited about that. We're arguing because she thinks we met 18 years ago, and I think we met about 21 years ago. And I actually told her the backyard of the people who we were visiting when I met her, but I can't verify it. We just tried, but because they're dead.
Now you're really dating us.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
Now you know how old we are.
Yeah, so we aren't able to go back to those people's house. I can see the house. I can see her because she was just so beautiful. And I was completely smitten by her way back then, and have watched her career literally every minute, every day for the last 18 years minimum, maybe a little bit longer. This is a tried and true network marketing professional. And all of you watching this show that think network marketing is a scam. And what if the company goes out of business? What if? Because this is the epitome of somebody who has not made it once, not made it twice, not made it 3 times, but made it 4 times. Because when you get the skills and you learn this business, the company's great and it's important and you love it with all your heart, but you have got your own business and your own army, and it will go where you go if you're that leader. And this is that leader. Michelle, how are you, baby?
Thank you.
What's happening? Isn't this exciting? Oh, she's strong.
I'm so excited.
She's very strong.
I love hugs.
Denise does not hug like that. She just gives a little sissy hug.
Well, she's tiny.
Yeah.
She's so little.
Yeah. So tell me a story. How on earth did this happen that you are just were you naked on a horse
I'm like, who?
at a convention as Lady Godiva? Were you?
No.
Huh?
It was not.
How come I have this as a text message? Say from one of your dear friends, remind her of the Lady Godiva horse ride.
The Lady Godiva horse ride.
At a New Vision convention. Did you ride through the convention on a horse?
No, they did lift me on a chariot one time, which was really embarrassing.
Okay, I'm going to write down that is fake news.
It's fake news.
I'm typing.
Hashtag.
All right, good. Hashtag fake news. All right. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. When I saw that text, I got very, very, very inspired to confront her about it right there, so she couldn't make up an answer.
All the things that I've done that I didn't even know I did.
I know it.
It's amazing.
I know it.
Gotta love network marketing, the stories.
So who are you? I mean, what's gone on over all these years? It's been an amazing ride for you.
Yeah, it's been a ride. I don't know if it's all been amazing, but most of it's been amazing.
Well, you're up, down. That's what life is.
It is. It's life.
Companies leave. Leaders leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Products have problems.
Yep.
FTC shows up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. It's the strength of the leader.
That's true. I mean, my favorite thing that I tell my team is you can tell the size of a leader by the obstacle that stops them. And I think that is one quote that's kept me going for, over 24 years now, because there have been a lot of ups and downs. And, I tell people all the time, it's like, you got to learn to not let the highs be so high or the lows be so low. And they can get really low and they can get really, really high. And so I think it's like staying humble when they're super duper high and staying strong when they're super low.
The first time it happened to you.
Yeah.
Did you freak out like, oh my God, I cannot build this thing another time. I was lucky the first time. Or did you know from the bottom of your heart that you could do it?
I knew from the bottom of my heart that I could do it again. Was I devastated? Yes. I was younger then, so I think I kind of let things rock my world a little bit more back then. So the first time it happened, I definitely was, upset. But, I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And a purpose. And even with this last time that it happened with Vima, I believe everything happens for a reason and a purpose. And I believe that, there were a lot of us that were really good people, that the big man upstairs wouldn't let us go through something that bad unless there was something better on the other side.
Wow. Now, you need to understand that. I had it happen to me one time. Well, actually twice. We went out of business. But the second time I was with Denise and out of business, got paid on the 15th, which was a Friday. On the 18th, out of business, and we about swallowed our cigars. And Denise is all shook up, and she goes, I'm going to go get a job. I go, where? Like,
oh my gosh.
Where are you going to go? No, where can we get a job making the kind of money we're making?
No.
There's no way.
Nowhere.
I said, we don't have a choice, Denise. We can't. We don't have the luxury of going and getting a job. Yeah. We've got to jump back on the horse and enter the fray one more time or lose the lifestyle we've got. And that's what you've been faced with. But it didn't. I mean, you can do it because you did it. You know the skills. Mm-hmm. You kind of know the people. I don't think probably everybody followed you, but enough.
No, you're never. Yeah. I mean, you talk about it all the time, Tom, and you are kind of the godfather of like the whole relationship marketing. And, for me, I mean, there's people that have been with me for over 24 years now. Yeah. That have stuck with me through all of this craziness. And it wasn't, some of them are making really great money. So maybe that's why they stuck. But a lot of them are making, decent money, but it was that relationship. And, I mean, that's the biggest thing right there. It's scary, but like you said, I mean, where would I go? I mean, I was a law school dropout. The only job I've ever had in my whole life was waiting tables and bartending, if you call that a job. And so, I wasn't going to go back to that. And I definitely didn't want to be an attorney. And so, I mean, I'm sure I could probably find a sales job and do pretty well. But then again, you're trading time for dollars again. So I agree with you. There was no other option for me. This business is like my oxygen. I love it.
So if you had to start over tomorrow, what happens?
Start over tomorrow.
Spikes on the field. Don't cry in your beer. And you just, is that a cliche?
I think cry in my tequila.
Yeah, whatever it is. So you just got to go. And you got to, you can't look back. You got to say that happened. Yeah. I've got relationships. One thing that I try to tell everybody, it's my newest obsession from this guy named Jerry Kalana. He wrote a book called Reboot. And he said, everybody knows the skills. Michelle knows the skills really well. But the difference between her and 99% of those skill knowers is that she's also done tremendous amounts of rigorous self-inquiry, where she's looked at her inside of herself with love and compassion and knows herself really, really well. And then she went out there and found people that are like-minded, that she shared her life with and her dreams and her beliefs. That's those people that have known you for 24 years. Yeah. You guys are joined like this. And you add all those together and you build this huge tribe of committed wizards to change the world. And that's what you've done.
Committed wizards. I love that.
We got some people out there that tweet around some terrible words about people. Yeah. Like warriors, and everybody's going, well, you got to, I don't think it's not the art of war. It's the art of love. Yeah. It's the art of wizardry, not swords. I want to have a little magic wand, and I want to have pixie dust. And don't you think that makes more sense?
I love that.
I know it. Oprah's coming to, we were just talking about Oprah.
Yeah, I love
Oprah's coming to town this weekend, and I'm trying to get Denise, in a week and a half, and I'm going to try to get Denise to go with her to go hear Oprah, because Oprah's a rock star. Denise knows her. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff.
I think we should definitely go.
So you have become, forget the money, you've made plenty of money. You've become an unbelievably better person, because this business that is nothing more than personal development with a compensation plan tied to it, it's forced you to look inside of why people don't connect with you. Yeah. And all of you need to pay attention to this right now, Because if people don't feel like you love them, if they don't feel like they can trust you, and if they don't feel like they belong in your tribe, they're gone. They're going to lie about the reason, but they're gone.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done a good job of putting together. And that's why you drove all the way down here.
Yes.
Yeah, because not because of me, because of Denise. She went to Africa with Denise. Denise is going to be on in the back half of the show. They're going to talk about all the touchy-feely stuff while I talk about riding on horses in the buff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my story. So what do you say to people that are just, I mean, there's so many people out there that are in cubicles. They're trying to figure out how they get to grow up with their children. What do you say to them? Is this profession better now than ever before?
I think I truly, in my heart of all hearts, think it's way better than it's ever been, and it's only getting bigger and better and more powerful in such a good way. I love this industry. I love this profession more than anything. I mean, like, it's not really work to me. Yes, I work my face off, but it's not work because I love the humans. I love the human connection. I love getting to know people. But for me, like, I'm a single mom. I have 2 boys. My boys are 8 and 11, and they're my entire world. They're my entire existence, and I cannot even
That is
imagine.
not a lie. Denise was with her, and she's about ready to throw up hearing about those kids.
She probably is.
No, she isn't. Joke. You love them. You love those kids at a level that is unbelievable.
Well, I always said I was not going to be one of those moms that's like, oh, let me tell you about little Jimmy, you know, with all these pictures.
Yeah.
But I'm that mom. But no, but I cannot imagine. I think, you know, when people are like, how do you keep doing it over and over again? And it's like, what is the alternative? And the alternative would be for me to leave my kids on a daily basis and maybe to take them out of the private school that they're going to that teaches entrepreneurship and leadership. So the alternative, I was probably just as motivated by the alternative because I love, yes, the money's great. Like, you know, money gives you options, but I'm freedom motivated. Like, I like to do what I want, when I want. I'm not very employable. I think I'm pretty unemployable. I'm not really good at being told what to do, but I like to work hard. And I like to drop my kids off at school, pick them up. I like to be there.
Mommy,
you know?
What's a pyramid? I don't know. Let's go to Egypt and look at one. That's what's so cool about,
Exactly.
Adrian's got 3 kids now. And as they grow up, man, those kids are going to want to go on Tom adventures.
They are.
And I can't wait to say, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about your life because you've got time, you've got money, you've got health. But what I want everybody to understand, it's hard work. It takes a long time and you never retire.
No.
Those people that tell you any other story about it are lying to you. And I couldn't walk away from my check 23 years into it. 1 million people. I could not walk away from my check today just because, and I don't want to, but stop telling people that.
Yeah.
This is as hard as what you're doing in your job, except you've got the freedom to live your life. And Jordan Adler's just firing at us like crazy. He loves you.
I love him so much.
I know it. You should marry him. He's such an adorable man. You're only about 25 years too old. So
I am 25 years too old for him.
all right, let's take a tiny break. We're on the Genesis Communication Network. We are with Michelle Barnes, and we love her. And so stick around. We're going to do one more segment with me, which is short, and then we will be on with her and Denise Chenault. So thanks for listening. We'll be right back. And we are back. Now it's the commercial. So here you slide back here.
Okay.
And
I slide back?
No, you're good. Adrian's going to slide right in there.
Okay.
And he's going to grill you about relationships.
All right, let's
Because
do
it's
it.
unbelievable.
This is so
Kathy,
fun.
the
Yay.
people that found us this office building, Kathy Regal's watching the show.
That's pretty cool.
I know, and I think she's just absolutely. She's in the real estate business, locked in an office with a terrible boss, her husband, and terrible employees or kids. I think she's ready. So she's ready for a home-based business. Chad Williams is watching. Just incredible people. The beautiful Pamela. Okay, what's up?
It's so good to have you here. This is so fun to have. We need more
love
in-studio
it.
guests. This is just really fun.
I love being here live. It was
Yeah.
like, man, if I have the option of like coming up and hanging out with you guys
Yeah.
or doing it from my home office, which I'm in all the time,
Yeah.
like, heck yeah. I'm
This
coming
is like the
here.
witness protection program here, though. We don't let many people in.
That's right.
We put a gunny sack on her
Yeah,
head
I'm a lucky
so the
one.
bill collectors wouldn't come. Yeah.
So Michelle, one of the things I love about you is that people just say the nicest things about you behind your back, which is what usually when you talk, you go, okay, what's the real story? And so they go, I don't know. Don't cross them or whatever, but people just love you. And so clearly you're great at building relationships. What would you say is your secret to success in building good relationships?
I care. I really truly care about people, and it's not just certain types of people. I love them all. And I have, even since I was like in my 20s, like I was that person that would eavesdrop on someone's conversation at a restaurant because I just wanted to know what their life was like, or I would, the people watcher at the airport, and I just would always, driving down the street, I'd be like, I wonder what his life's like. I wonder, is he happy? Is he sad? Like, does he have a great life? Does he wish his life was better?
Yeah.
And so
that's cool.
I'm like, I always say I was a social major, which is, I saw the study of people, and I was like, well, I like studying people. What a good degree. Didn't pay off, but hey, no, it did. But,
well, it did.
But no, I do.
Way, right?
Yeah, I do. I love people. I love all different people. It's fun. It's fun getting to know people, and it's fun finding out like what people really want out of life,
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's your mother's phone number?
Oh, stop it.
I just asked a question. What's your mother's phone number? Don't you
him.
love your mother? You bought her a car.
It's 720-335.
Don't say it. They'll call everybody. All these old.
You guys should all call Beth.
Jordan Adler, if you call her, do not put her number up.
You guys like her. My mom's amazing. Okay.
She's got a new car too.
Bev is amazing.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. You don't remember anything. We don't remember anything.
No.
Before the show, we talked about we talked about somebody from 25 years ago, and then I called the guy that hooked us up 25 years ago, and he answered the phone. I said, "How long has it been since we talked?" He wouldn't answer it. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid to call.
He said 100.
Yeah, he said 100, but it had been that long. But I did not play like, I didn't say, "Do you remember me? This is Tom." No, I just fired at him. But the point is, I have everybody mapped.
Yeah.
Every phone number, everybody I've ever talked to is in my phone, Googleable, and I can track them down.
Okay.
It's a magic trick.
That is amazing.
That's pretty darn cool.
No, that is a magic trick.
Actually. I know.
It really is.
So how do you do it?
Huh?
How do you do that?
I don't know. Your show. I'm not going to get in trouble again.
That's why he's got to convert me, because I'm still old school. So I've even got it right over there. I can show you my little book with everyone's names in it.
Yeah.
This is what's perfect about this is that it's perfect for old school. Am I supposed to get out of here right now?
Going.
It's perfect for old school because what it is, and this is I think the magic of it all, is that the old school methods worked.
Yeah. And
that's why most people have some kind of papered together version of an old school method because that's what works.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to be this newfangled thing that sounds good but is just impossible to keep up with, we just said let's make a better version of the old school stuff that goes with you wherever you are, and it's Google. So go to contactmapping.com. It's an app on Android and Apple. You can try it free for 30 days. After that, it's only $10 a month. So go to contactmapping.com and check out a free trial today.
How can you get to do a magic trick for $10 a month? That's a miracle. All right. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Am I supposed to slide in a little bit?
You're kind of out of the
I do not want her to think I'm hitting on her, man. I can't do that. I'm married. My wife's coming. So anyway, okay, that's that simple. So you guys, Michelle, okay, we got to stop for a second. Welcome back. We are Tom Chenault and Michelle Barnes. It's the Network Marketing Leadership Show. I do hope you're having the best day ever. Whether you're listening on the radio, whether on your podcast, or you're here live on Facebook, this woman is one of the kindest, nicest people that you're ever going to that you've ever going to want to meet in your life. Denise spent like a month with her in the backwoods of Africa and came out of there liking her better. I mean, that's impossible. That is literally impossible.
Well, I was the lucky one. I mean, I don't think I've ever spent 13 days with even a couple women, never mind 8 women, all very A-type personalities. And there was not one issue. And I mean, your wife was the best travel buddy I've ever had.
Okay.
She really is the best travel buddy.
If there is anything that I love about Denise, she's got attributes. She's not bad to look at. She's a Buddhist. She's real kind. She's smart. You know what I like most about her?
What's that?
her packing ability.
Oh my gosh, she's like a ninja.
She is a ninja packer.
She's a ninja
and
packer.
when I leave town, she packs me. You know that? She tell you that?
It must be nice. I need a Denise.
I am like
Jeez.
packed. And when I had to get my shoes shined at the airport, so I opened up my suitcase, and like 3 guys go, "Man alive, you are unbelievable, sir." And I go, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
I took credit for it. Okay, so back to you.
Okay.
How do people find you? MichelleBarnes.com?
Actually, mentoringbymichelle.com. And Facebook is Michelle Barnes Success Coach. Instagram is Michelle Barnes Success Coach.
And what are you still taking new people in your life? Do you still?
Yeah.
And do you coach people outside of your company?
I do. I'm creating, I'm actually working on some really exciting stuff right now.
Okay, good.
So I do have, you can kind of get a taste of it at mentoringbymichelle.com/goals. I'm doing a free giveaway for my most powerful goal setting training that will literally change your life. It's changed mine. It's changed thousands of people's lives. And I've got some exciting things in the works for people.
My little buddy Maria got into that mentoring by Michelle /goals and literally was so flipped out about the content. She couldn't believe it. And the fact that it was free, you got to go in there, take a look at it, take a look at what she's doing, because this woman is the real deal. She's no poser. She plays it bigger than you're ever going to want to play it big. But I'll tell you one thing right now, you want to follow in the footsteps of a giant. This is the girl to follow. True story.
Right back at you.
I mean that. I don't have any skills. I'm a contact member.
Whatever.
Here's my motto, and I promise you guys this is true. I am a great place to visit, but you do not want to live here. It's exactly the opposite with
well,
you.
I don't know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, wait a bit. You're going to go over to see my new house today.
I look like I got it all together, but
no, you do. I know you do.
It's my life's crazy.
I keep hoping that our buddy Sandy Greenberg's going to come on the air. I told him
he
to.
should.
I know it. So
Totally
he'll be here stalking us in a minute.
Yeah.
But Denise is coming on after this break. Before we get there, brand new people in the business. What do you do with them in their first month so they don't get discouraged and go away? What's your fast start process? Oh
my gosh. It's transitioned a lot because for the last 4 years, I've been building pretty much 100% online. We've kind of gotten a little bit away from the parties and meetings and everything. People can still do that, but it's been nice to be able to really launch someone when they start their business within the first 10 minutes and to get people seeing success and making money in the first 10 minutes. And I think when you can even give somebody just the tiniest, littlest bit of success like that right out of the starting gate, they're not going anywhere because they go, oh my gosh, if I could do this, then maybe I can do this. And it's like seeing that, like the headlights on a car, it's like you can see a little bit further ahead and then you get there and you're like, the lights are a little bit further ahead, And so I think that getting them some success right out of the starting gate, my whole goal with a new person is to increase their confidence and decrease their fear, like instantly. Like that's my whole mission because I know how scared I was. And so it's nice to also have them lean on our confidence until they have their own. Because, when someone's new, the reason why a lot of people suck at recruiting in the beginning is because they don't really believe in the industry yet. They don't really believe in the company yet or the products yet because they're brand new. They definitely 9 times out of 10 don't really believe in themselves yet, or even if they believe in themselves, they don't believe in themselves in network marketing yet. So there's a lot of kind of things against you when you start as a new person. And unless you're willing to go through all the no's and the personal development and all of that personal growth to be able to handle the rejection and the no's and whatever, it's hard. So I say, lean on our confidence and lean on a system. And I always say a system is save yourself time, energy, and money. And that's exactly what a system does. So the most important thing is to have a system in place. And we have a full-on launch process in place for that newest person within their first 24 hours of getting started.
One more question.
Yeah.
Do you like Rob Sperry?
I love Rob.
You
Sperry.
do?
I do.
You were on his podcast today.
I was on his podcast today, and he's like my sarcastic brother from another mother. Yeah, we have so much fun.
All right, I'm going to be out of this show in about 5 seconds, so don't start weeping because my wife is here, and I'm probably going to stand behind her and just fact check her because these girls are just going to talk. So we're out of here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this on the Genesis Communication Network. And we're back. Hello, Denise.
Oh my God.
Come on, Adrian, get in here. Let them hug. You guys hug for a second. Adrian and I'll do a commercial.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
I miss you so much.
Gosh.
Oh, how fun is this?
Hi.
I heard you went to pick up my dog.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
he's all ready to go.
Okay, perfect.
So, Adrian, what do you think?
Well, so it's funny that you talked about a podcast because we just launched a podcast and I want you to be on it. So we got to make that happen. So
Let's
we
do
just
it.
launched a new podcast called Relationship Capital.
Okay.
And Jordan Adler's watching. He was one of the first guests that came out. Fraser Brooks, Todd Falcone, and Haley Hobson were the first
Love
4 that
it.
we just came out with. And it's awesome. We're doing it every week, and you would be amazing for it. And so you
Yay.
got to come and be a guest. That'd be
Okay,
really
well,
fun.
twist my arm. I'll be
I
back.
know. Good.
Next, I'll be moving in with y'all. You know?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Longmont's nice. I like the north. I was south to north. You got to make it happen.
Okay, yeah.
I'm telling
My
you.
kids' school's down there.
Yeah, that's so old school. Where she lives down there, where all the rich people live, they call this town Longtucky, and we are the feeder town for Denver. So her high-class private school neighborhood, what she didn't tell you was we're the feeder town for that place. So we're all the employees that go down and serve her kids lunch. So it's so exciting. So that's what we do. So it's so great.
So awesome.
So go ahead.
So you got to go to contactmapping.com/podcast, and you can get all 4 of the episodes that we've launched so far. We're going to launch a new one every week, and you can subscribe on Spotify and Apple and Overcast and all that fun stuff. But they are really fun, and they're like 15 minutes long because I don't have an attention span for that much longer than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's a lot of great podcasts out there, but it's like TV shows. Like everything's just like 5 hours long. So I was like, let's have a fun 15 minutes where you're going to get something great. You're going to learn from it. You're going to take something cool away. So contactmapping.com/podcast.
I was flabbergasted how short it was. I thought, he is so lazy. I can't believe
It's
it.
true. That's
Okay,
the number
good.
1 word to describe me.
Yeah.
I love you like a son. All right, contactmapping.com/whatever is that?
Podcast.
Okay. Okay,
It's
good.
pretty easy.
That's a tough
I
one.
looked at that page today. That thing is nice.
It looks pretty good.
And you
Jason did a good job.
Yeah, and he even got 1, 2, 3, and 4 good. It wasn't 3, 4, 2, 1. So it's very
Incredible.
flabbergasted. All right, go there. We'll be back right after this. Are we back? Wait a second.
Well,
We
we
got
got like 2 minutes.
yes. Keep talking. No, come back. No,
You're
keep
back.
talking. Sit down.
You
Keep
have
talking.
another minute.
I got so mad at him because he blew up the commercials like 3 weeks ago, and he walked through the middle of the frame as we're doing the commercial. So now he's so afraid that I'm going to get pissed off at him for doing terrible commercials. So now he's like, no, don't leave. It's okay. It's all right. So
Petrified. Glenn Winkle, good to
I
see
got it
you.
out of my system.
Kathleen, yes,
That's
it's
my system. You did it for
Kathleen
both of us.
I
Cavender.
blew off some steam.
Oh, big friend of the show. Armand's on here.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
Armand?
Woo-hoo.
Oh, you need to know him. He owns Vita de Vita. Great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. They just,
All right, get in
the
there, you guys.
community is so
Somebody's
beautiful.
gonna
Slide
say
in here,
I'm tired
ladies.
of
All right. Where
Okay,
am I
so
going?
you're going to go in the middle, and then I'm going to just be out here on the flank with,
On
with
the
half
flank.
a face. With half
I
a
ran
face on
into
this.
all sorts of issues. I ran into ambulances, trains. I was like,
Planes, automobiles.
It's a tough life. We're in the commercial, everybody, if you're wondering why this show is acting so weird. So we're still in the commercial for another
That's why we can.
about 30 seconds. But isn't it
we're
good
on
to
to
see her,
34.
your chum?
Yes, I know. I was listening the whole way. And we were like the best travel buddies.
Best travel buddies.
Oh,
ever.
man. Greenberg's watching.
Yes.
Oh, Sandy's entered the house. Sandy
I
Greenberg.
love it.
Oh,
See,
boy.
I say that's how I met Tom, is through Sandy.
It is
Because
not true. I
him
met
at a
him
funeral
earlier with
of
Scott
some dead
Chamberlain.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
Well,
but
not
I,
a funeral, but in a backyard of, I don't know what he's talking about.
it's a,
But
no,
okay.
so with those 2 people in South Park who subsequently have died.
Who?
I can't tell you their names. It would be hurtful, but I'm telling you, that's
They're
where I met
dead.
her 25 years ago. All right. Okay, so you guys
Well, they're dead.
put your brains on and let's go to work.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
This-
to work.
Okay, say it. And welcome back to the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault, Denise Chenault, and Michelle Barnes. And it's very, very easy on your screen. In fact, what you ought to do is just get a little napkin or something and crop me out. Because I am telling you, look at these 2 and just imagine them in a single bed in Africa
That's
for
right.
17 straight
We
days.
didn't.
And we weren't in
share
a single bed.
Oh, okay, that was
We
just,
shared cars and
We shared a plane
Food.
and
Okay.
a car
oh,
and some food
food
All right.
and
But-
a lot of laughs.
and a lot of laughs, but no bed.
All right. Take it away, baby. So what's going on? Talk about it.
Well, I do. I love this woman so much. And, you know, it was crazy because even though we've been in the same state, literally an hour away from each other, we've never really hung out.
Yeah, not for like extended periods of time. It's mostly at events.
Yeah.
In another state.
And so this trip, when we went to Tanzania, being able to, well, we started out full on, she and I were the only ones that had carry-on luggage.
Yes.
And so we were 2 peas in a pod from the beginning.
Yeah.
And
which is a miracle for me because I've never done a carry-on even overnight.
Yeah.
So the fact that I pulled off a carry-on for 13 days was a freaking miracle.
Yeah. And we laughed so much. We were in Frankfurt and we're on these cobblestone roads and we're like, and we just were laughing so hard. But what I realized is that I knew that I've always liked you. I did not know how incredibly talented.
She's been stealing your training ever since. I mean, she's giving you full credit for it, but all she does. I've been married to her for 20 years. She's been around you for 2 weeks and all she talks about is you.
You know how that happens. It's an edification thing, you know,
just
third-party documentation.
You know, and what you were saying, being with 7 other women for 14 days and, you know, all high-level women and type A, and none of us we all got along so well. But also being able to really spend that kind of just deep time with you specifically was such a blessing in my life that I look back on that time and literally that was, you know, being with you, getting to know you, getting to know your heart and the relationships that you have with your team and your tribe was amazing. And I know the amount of work and the heartache, you know, from companies failing and you starting over. Listen, you can do this business and build a decent team one time, and it may be luck and it may be talent, but if you do it more than once, it's pure relationship and pure talent and pure heart, and that's what I know about
pure work.
Yeah.
Before we go any farther, you guys have to. I don't have anything to give away. We got to give away a toaster or something. This is like the amazing.
This
is in my head.
You get a car.
This is practically that. You guys have all seen The Amazing Race. If you had to,
we would have failed.
No, sir. You guys are pikers. The one who wins The Amazing Race Most Valuable Player Award has to be Taylor Thompson.
Yes. Taylor. Oh, that poor girl was
she missed like 19 planes. It was her life.
And of all the people.
I know it.
Yeah. She was the one that was the least excited about traveling alone. But you know what? She rallied and she rocked it, and I'm so freaking proud of her.
She did not give up.
No, she did not give up.
2 more events right after that.
Back-to-back events after
she's
that.
my idol, and I just wanted to give her a shout out because I knew you selfish woman wouldn't.
Well, we're too busy having our love fest because I gotta say, like, this woman, I swear I like have missed you every single day since the trip, because we just had, like she said, just the best time and the best conversations. And I mean, to be with someone for 14 days, I mean, you probably get sick of anybody, but I just did not get sick of you even once.
No.
Not even for
it was
1 second.
amazing. It was amazing. And this, you know, the Women United for Change is, that's the movement that, you know, that's where my heart resides. Yeah. And we're doing big things.
Huge.
And March 5th, in the afternoon, we'll notify everybody, but there's going to be a big training that we're doing with Tiffany Malotte and the Direct Selling Diva magazine, and it'll be live, and it'll be super fun.
It's going to be amazing, you guys. So, I mean, rally up the troops, every single person you know. Tiffany, if you're watching, thank you for doing this. we're so excited. I mean, we've hit some pretty amazing goals with Women United for Change, and, you know, just watching what this incredible movement has, where it started and where we are today, and where we're going to go with the women that are locking arms with this, you know, philanthropic organization, all from different companies, you know, I mean, different walks of life. It's just, it's like a dream come true. It's exactly what we visualized like 4 or 5 years ago. It's just, it's amazing.
And now companies are starting to come on board to support this movement, which is amazing.
It's so incredible.
So what was your biggest takeaway from the trip?
My biggest takeaway, I mean, you guys, we were, you know, we flew into Kilimanjaro and we drove in like Jeeps, safari Jeeps from, you know, 12 hours across the country from Arusha to Mwanza, stopping in villages, stopping at schools. And I think the biggest takeaway, I mean, we didn't speak the same language. You know, the women in these villages, we went there to see the businesses that they have started, the micro businesses that they started because of Women United for Change. Literally a $50 donation changes a woman's life. It educates a woman for 18 months on how to start a micro business in her community. So we got to see their businesses. We got to sit through their business meeting in the middle of nowhere, mind you, on lawn chairs. I mean, guys, when we pulled up, they were singing and dancing to welcome us. We all lost it. I mean, it was just this instant,
crying,
like flood of emotion. And, you know, but I would say the biggest thing is like, even though we didn't speak the same language, we as women, we speak the same language. And we spoke mom, and we spoke heart, and we spoke, you know, passion and compassion, and just a true burning desire to make our lives, our families' lives, and our communities and our world a better place. And so that was just like, just amazing to me. It was amazing.
Yeah. It is being able to lift a woman out of poverty by being, you know, her taking on her life and being an entrepreneur. That is the ripple effect that is going to start to change communities and change the world.
Yeah, it gives me chills.
And we watch, like Michelle was saying, we watch these business meetings, and the ages of the women were 16 to 70.
Yeah.
And so it already is starting to go into, you know, trickle into the next generation. And,
well, and their kids are starting to become part of their businesses. You know, one of the women there that started a business, it was like a biscuits. Remember the sugar cane?
Yeah.
And her kids are now working with her in her business. And I mean, what she's done, just, you know, she took the money, or, you know, borrowed the money, you know, made it back plus profit. And she's just turned this investment over so many times into so many great things for her family and for, you know, the community. And it's really cool to see what's happening and the confidence that they have. I mean, some of them stood up and said that they had nothing. They had no one. They, you know, had no confidence. And now they're an entrepreneur, and they would say, now I'm an entrepreneur, with so much pride and so much conviction that it was like, like so awesome, you know?
And they practice public speaking.
Yeah.
Each one of them get to stand up and practice public speaking. And so it was, and they were such gracious hosts, and they were so excited to have us and to, they were looking for tips too. You know, like, how can you help
what
us?
Advice? And what do you do when you're down? I mean, it's like same things that our teams ask here. Like, how do you get out of a funk? And, you know, what do you do when you just feel stuck? And how do you keep going when you run into obstacle after obstacle? It's like, it's the same thing.
Yes.
You know? I get chills again.
So the, one of the women that I just absolutely loved was the one that had the old-fashioned Singer sewing machines.
Oh my gosh.
And she had like 5 of them, and she was a seamstress, but she was also teaching other women how to sew.
Yeah.
And that was huge, you know, being able to pass along skills like that. And then the other woman who had the vegetable market.
Yes, she was so impressive.
And she said, how do I grow to the next level?
Yeah.
And I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Margie that said, have you ever thought about hiring someone to run your market, and you can go and start a second one.
Yeah.
And it was like a big aha moment.
Huge
for her.
aha. Well, and I love when she was talking about too, like staying, you know, she knew that she had to bring in the highest quality products and service to stay competitive and to stay on top of things and to really, you know, keep her fruit and vegetable stand, like the number one, you know, stand in the village is by good customer service and good products. It was like, wow, you know? Yeah. That's so cool.
So what does this have to do with network marketing? It's the same thing. No, it's empowering. It's empowering ordinary people to be able to do extraordinary things. And every one of those
even
people,
in small ways.
Yeah, and they need help. And all it is mentorship and love, like-minded wizards, everybody becoming a team. And you guys did it. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes what you did. It truly does. And I don't think 10 men would have gone over there and done that. I think it took what you did, and I just can't think.
Well, what was the
and I was scared.
thing?
I didn't want you to go.
Well, it was kind of a
scary
weird time.
Yeah,
you know?
it was a little volatile politically at that time, and it was a little scary. And you know, leaving our families and our kids and grandkids, and you know, you just don't know. But
no, it's PCI
amazing
as the infrastructure is one of the. It is truly an incredible nonprofit, and they did everything in their power to make it comfortable and absolutely safe.
I didn't feel there was not 1 minute out of the 13 days that we were there that I did not feel safe.
No,
not 1 minute.
No.
And the people were so magical and so wonderful and so kind and grateful, and
But you guys, I mean, I think that it's also important to realize that we're all women from different companies linking arms together. And
it's so fun.
That is the beauty of Women United for Change.
It really is. You guys have brought, I mean, you know, there were a group of us that, you know, are in the same company, and we weren't when we started. We actually would sit and have a glass of wine after speaking at these generic events, and we would say, can you even imagine if we were in the same company, the damage that we could do in a good way, you know? And we're like, oh my gosh, you know, if we were in the same company, we would just dominate, you know? But we were like, oh, that's never going to happen, you know, because we all just thought that we would always be, you know, in the top of our own companies. And so that's when we decided to do something philanthropic together. And, you know, it was just a way for us to come together and do something for good. But what you guys have brought, it's one thing for a few of us to be in the same company together, but what you and Denny, you know, some of the, you know, Taylor that have brought to this has been even more than I could ever even like express. I mean, you guys have really brought so much to this.
Okay, we got to take a break.
We don't want to take a break.
We'll be back right after this. And we're back. We were never. We were. I could not figure out. I couldn't figure a way to snip in.
I know.
Oh man. So hop in here, Adrian. Talk to these. I did this. I slid out without standing in front of the camera.
Really?
I got in so much trouble with Adrian.
Well, you know.
I thought I was out of his will.
You have to slap him around every now and then.
Well, and he's so sensitive. You think he wouldn't?
Oh, he can dish it out, but he cannot take it.
Oh,
Big Daddy
I thought he was nice about it. I felt bad.
I was like, I'm walking across the camera. Only in front of about 10 people.
Yeah, it was the classic style of management.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. So I love the conversation you guys were just having about relationships across companies. Clearly there's, from a financial perspective, there's nothing to be gained by going and building bridges again, across these companies with people who are ostensibly your competitors, even though I know you guys never would think of each other in that way. But
Never.
how does that show up in terms of playing a bigger game and allowing yourself to be a better leader in your own company as you spend time around these other people that are in different companies?
Well, I just think when you have a mindset of abundance, then that whole competition thing never comes into play, right? And so there is enough of everything to go around.
Absolutely.
And we all, all of us that were on this trip together we have that mindset.
We all do,
Like
for
there's not a
sure.
scarcity. Like
No.
I'm not going to tell you any,
Oh
my tricks or
we were trying to just pour into each other on these like long travels across the country. Like we were picking each other's brains and just, I mean, it was amazing. I learned so much even just being on the road with these amazing women,
That is so cool.
It was really cool.
And I think it's everywhere we go, the thing that stands out the most is the relationships that are formed.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether they're strangers or they're new friends, it's all the same. And that's what makes any trip, any time you spend closeness with somebody, that's what makes it so special.
So true.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And you can just see it. I mean, just hearing the stories you told, seeing just that it's like a sisterhood that wasn't, that was there on a certain level before, but you go and do something like that, that's such a stretch. And, you spend that kind of concentrated time together, those sort of, that's an experience that you'll never forget. And it's like, those are the things that I think make the profession that we're in so special, that you can't, what other, unless you're like going on a CEO's retreat or something like that. I mean, like that just doesn't really happen out in the rest of the world outside of network marketing that I've really seen. And that's so, it's just an incredible opportunity to be able to build relationships, to learn from each other, to grow, to do all this sort of stuff. And so how cool.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. And I think that, it's a really beautiful time to be a woman in network marketing.
Yeah.
With Tiffany Malote's magazine, the Direct Selling Divas, Taylor Thompson with the She Network, there are a lot of women generated tools, whether they're magazines or retreats or podcasts, that are really there to help support women getting started in network marketing.
Feeling very left out. It's just not, but it is. No, it's really, it's really cool.
80% of the industry is women.
No, it needs, and there's so many things where it's like that's going to, there needs to be the old girls club, right? Like there actually does need to be that, because there's, I think there's support structures that kind of have naturally evolved for men, whether, I think largely unintentionally to like, I think it just happened, but it's like there needs to be that proactively to develop that same thing.
Yeah.
And network marketing is a great place to do it. So quick little plug, something cool that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So Courtney Looper, another incredible woman in network marketing, who's just so fun. She is going to do a Facebook Live webinar with us about how to do a great Facebook Live.
Oh,
she is
awesome.
Nobody better than Courtney Looper when it comes to that.
How many followers?
Over 1 million followers.
Wow.
Has generated more than 1 million views on multiple Facebook Lives on her personal profile. So no ad support. Like
that's fantastic.
It's insane. Like this woman
Talk
pushes
about
the
grassroots,
button, and it's just like
for her.
So and it's cool because I think.
Remember that I was in her wedding?
Yes, you were in.
I gave her away.
You were
did.
Amazing.
You were
That's
the
pretty
stand-in
darn cool.
father.
So on Thursday, March 5th, it's at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's free, but you do need to register for it. So go to contactmapping.com/webinar, and you can grab your seat for that. It's going to be awesome. So it's on Thursday, March 5th. Even if you can't watch it live, there will be a replay, but you have to be registered in order to check that out. But Courtney's just
great.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait.
that's going to be really cool. Okay, perfect. So we are back. This is Adrian standing in for Tom Chenault on the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault, and more importantly, Denise Chenault and Michelle Barnes.
Yeah.
Yay. We're taking over your show, Tom.
That's pretty good. So before the break, you guys were talking about just more of the experience in Africa, and then on the break, we were talking a little bit about just sort of how that has started to evolve, and so maybe we can talk more about kind of what's happening just with regards to women and creating these sort of support structures and training things in that space for the women of network marketing.
Yeah, I think, as women network marketers, we run into different challenges from men. And I was just reading a short article on the invisible workload of women.
Wow, that is the best title I think I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that we end up doing during a day. And especially if, you're a single mom, you're doing it all. But that you're not necessarily getting paid for
sure.
But that take a lot of time and effort. And I do believe, that is one of the reasons why women have a harder time being top producers, managers, directors, CEOs, is because of that. So all these tools that Adrienne was alluding to, magazines, podcasts, they really are timely, because I think that now is the time that we are really looking at, how we can get to those positions faster, better, more just ready to go.
Yeah. No, gosh, that's just such a good title. I think that I've read a lot and have been just seeing a lot of articles and a lot of research that's saying, like, the year 2020, like how much things are really shifting, toward women really taking those leadership roles in every industry and in every company. And, there is a lot, and especially when you're wanting to, be a good mom and be a good business owner or a good leader. And, you are spinning a lot of plates, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. And I think a lot of, especially my programming, I would say, is like, if you want to, make more money or have more success or help more people, you got to do more and you got to work harder. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. And I think energetically, we have to work smarter instead of working harder. And I think the collaboration that's happening with women more and more every day is really what's going to take us to where we want to be. So
I think that's true. That it definitely is this. We're programmed early on that to get to where you want to go is hard work, and I think that it has to be energetically. It has to be. You have to be passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or else it will feel hard.
Grueling.
Or it's grueling.
It's grueling.
Yeah. One, I think the rest of the world and the rest of the of industry out there is kind of catching up to some of what network marketing had figured out all along, which is that, like you said, you work your face off when you're working your business, but you are taking care of those little boys, and you have space to do both of those things and to do them well. And, you look at certain countries in Europe, Switzerland's one of them, where, you can be a VP level in a big company there, and you could say, but my job's 20 hours a week. I get paid 50% of what somebody who works 40 hours a week is getting paid, but it's not uncommon to have a VP level person that works half time and takes care of their kids the rest of the time, man or woman.
I love that.
And it's like,
much.
how cool would it be for everything to be like that? But what's great is that network marketing is already like that, right?
Yeah,
you can do it the way that you want it to. You can do it on the terms that you want. And even at the beginning, if obviously you may climb the ranks faster if you're going to work 100 hours a week than if you're going to work 20 hours a week. But if you make those 20 hours a week count, you can build an incredible business just at 20 or 10 or 5, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. That's so true. Yeah. And that's what I love about this is, from the beginning, Tom and I have always said that it's about creating 1 million thousandaires.
Yeah.
Because I do know from experience as a single mom, that literally an extra $200 a month would have been life-saving. So
it really is.
We can do this together.
Absolutely. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being here this week. It was a great show.
We'll see you.
Fun.
Yeah. I love you so much.
All right, everybody. We will see you next week on the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom Chenault. Thanks. All right, and we're back. we just had to do that part. So Marianne's doing like jumping jacks.
She's like, I can't see
I know. I'm so sorry.
her.
I was so
Still
riveted.
on.
Yeah, so we're still live. We're just now.
Was Marianne waving to get
She
you?
was. I was
She
looking at
punched the- she
Adrian.
punched
I was
the
too. I was
plexiglass.
just so busy listening to you guys. She's like, zip it.
See what happens when I'm not here? Everything goes to heck in a handbasket.
There you go.
You guys were so great. And all the comments, everybody loves you both.
Very, very cool. And this is the best. I think everybody just.
We should make
Well,
a
that's why,
fly-in.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
you
gotta
funny
fly in.
because I was like, come on, you know,
Yeah.
can you do the radio show? She's like, yeah, how do I? I'm like, no, you got to come up.
And I was like, oh my God,
Oh,
even better.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So
like,
fun.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I've always seen you guys do it live, you know, online.
right.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what you wanted to
Yeah.
do. And then when you sent me the address, where I was like, oh,
Oh,
shit, you want me to come
you
up?
were- yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's do this. Yeah.
So Greenberg was just, Greenberg called me because he saw I was off air and told me to be sure to tell you hi. So
Oh, hi, Sandy.
I
that
love
is so
him.
very cute.
Yeah.
That's
The first thing he
He's a
said,
good dude.
he said, you both look great. And how do you think I look? And I go, great, Sandy, that's you. I said, I can't see you, Sandy. It's not a video phone. That is so epic, Sandy Greenberg. It's unbelievable.
Hilarious.
But yeah, it's so good to have you on, and we love you, and you're welcome back at any time. And we gotta
Don't tell
number
me
one, we
that.
gotta go on board her on contact mapping. Yep.
Yes, please.
Before she runs, and then Denise is gonna take her down to the house.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everybody, would you come to town? Here's what you do.
Wait, we got to say one thing.
What?
Hi, Cole and Carter.
Hi, Carter.
Oh, those are kids?
Yeah,
Why didn't you bring them? I don't
boys.
understand.
They're in
they
school.
were in school. They go to
They'll
the
come.
coolest school.
Yeah, they
I know
do.
we're a feeder. We're the labor force for that place. I'm the custodian. That's unbelievable. So
It's a
here's
good
the
thing they're
deal
nice
about
to
that.
custodians.
Yeah. So I would love to be the custodian at that school. Actually, I
I
would.
know. No, you would actually.
I'd be a tremendous.
They love
custodian.
it. They actually love the custodian at their school.
Yeah. What was I going to say about you and you guys? I lost it. All right. Well, we should get out of here. I got to go do a
About
training.
contact mapping.
No, contact mapping. We're driving that home to .com. I don't know what's it called. No, I think we jammed.
I
that
love
one.
the idea though of the 15-minute podcast.
Yeah.
I do too.
Because so many times, like I'll see Tim Ferriss and I'll like, oh, I want to listen to that, and then I go to it and it's like an hour and 15 minutes. Are you?
But
kidding
and then
me?
you're like, I'm totally gonna come back and watch it.
Yeah,
and you never do.
I like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
3 hours.
That's
There we
Three
go.
hours.
7 hours long.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right,
get out of
everybody, go home.
Thank
We
you
love
very much.
Thank you guys
all
for
very,
watching.
very
Love you.
much.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
So
You were
that's-
great. This was so
So
fun.
fun.
God, sorry for